years ago.
That's why you were laughing.
All right. Music Buzz Live. We're back here in Studio A. CT back there in the booth. Chad Drew. My name's Moose.
What
Chad
up, y'all?
H back there. See, I got it right this time.
Hey, you did.
All right. We've got my good friend Gus Hoffman in the studio. Gus,
What
how
up,
you doing,
What's
man?
up, Gus?
Oh, I'm doing great, man. It's a good start for this year so far.
Yeah, it seems like it has been for you. We got we're going to talk a little bit about what's going on at the studio, but I know you're real stoked on this new project from Bill McKay. So give us the lowdown on who he is and what's going on.
Okay, well, a lot of people know Bill McKay from this area from Leftover Sam.
Hold on.
There he is.
There
he
he
is.
Sorry
is.
about that.
There I am.
All right.
All right. So a lot of people know Bill McKay from Colorado, as far as Leftover Salmon. He was with Derek Trucks before that, at the beginning of that outfit, and singing and playing and everything like that. But he has reinvented himself, I think, as more doing just piano stuff, like stuff straight from the soul. This record that we have is just him on piano and singing, and we tracked everything live, and it came out brilliantly. It's really nice. So.
And it was all recorded down in Cherry Sound?
Down at Cherry Sound Studios, yeah, on our
Cool.
Steinway, which was pretty cool to be able to use that
That's awesome,
with
man.
an artist like that, of that
So
caliber.
going forward with it, what's the plan? Is he going to do any touring, or where can we hear some of this stuff?
So he's going to be all over the Front Range here. So if you just see his name, and he's also still performing with all kinds of other groups and stuff, like as a sideman or whatever.
Okay.
And then with other live aspects. But as the piano thing, so what's going to happen is we're really looking to set him up with management, start booking him on some regional tours, different parts of the country, and just really try to see what resources we have to aim at getting people into shows and really trying to sell that content and really move the CDs. I think a lot of people are going to like them. So
Awesome.
That's very cool.
All right.
I know it's rough for independent, like we were talking about.
Mhm.
So
yeah, it's pretty tough, but you just have to believe in the magic. You always do, no matter how many times you get kicked. So
Right on. Well, yeah,
Yeah.
keep your ears out for the new Bill McKay record from Cherry Sound. And on the subject of Cherry Sound, what's going on down at the studio these days? What are you guys working on?
we just kind of like redid everything. We did a bunch of upgrades. We bought some new gear. We fixed the place up, new furniture, all kinds of great stuff. Really kind of modernized the look and feel of everything down there. So, and we're also starting to get into video, all kinds of other stuff to go along with recording. So we're doing a lot of 4K stuff.
Cool.
We have lighting packages and all kinds of stuff that we can set up during recording sessions. And so we're basically trying to up our ability to make really cool content.
Right on, man.
My buddy Justin Covergeist records there, right?
Yeah. And I'm actually the guy that produced that record, which
Is that
is let me tell you about how to get killed like in a year and a half by a project. Ooh.
Yeah,
Man,
I know
that's-
you guys were working on that forever.
That was tough, but it was one of the coolest things I ever was a part of. So I'm super
Yeah.
stoked by it.
I was
Good.
actually down there doing gang vocals one day for that record.
Yeah,
that
you're
right?
on that record. I
forget
remember.
who else was in
Yep.
there, but we had like 5 or 6 of us in the studio.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy.
That was fun.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yep. That's how I met you.
Yeah, I think. That might have been it.
We sort of met over that record.
It was
and,
around. Yeah, it was around that time period.
And
for
then
sure.
you came down and like, oh, well, let's hit record and get a bunch of people in a room screaming some crazy shit at each
Yeah,
other.
yeah, for sure. I don't even remember what we were yelling, but
Yeah.
But we were yelling.
the beers were flowing. I think.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That
So
makes for good yelling.
I think it was more like slurring, but who's
Slurring.
counting? It's compressed so it sounds loud. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Cool. Right on, man. Well, anything you're super stoked on in 2016? Any big? What's the next big 18-month project?
We're gonna probably not do as many big 18-month projects. We're gonna kind of keep it close, like 3-month projects. We got a new band called Future Culture.
Okay.
That their record's just about to come out, and they're a pretty dope indie rock band. I'm really excited about that stuff. We just recorded Mark Fox jazz record, and he's got some big names. One of them being Kim Stone.
Oh, yeah.
Like a huge name in jazz
Very
bass
cool.
playing.
Cool.
And Big Medicine Gang, which is a band that I do. We just came out with a record. So there's all kinds of great stuff. We're looking for new folks. Random Temple's kind of on the thing, if you guys have heard him around.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to probably do something with him. Yeah, so a lot of great folks, man.
Nice.
There's
music scene.
no there's no loss for talent and great music here in Denver if you
Yeah.
can just figure out how to survive doing it. You know,
Yeah, there's
basically.
not, and that's an interesting question to say. Like, what do you feel is the state of the scene right now? Are we at a? I kind of felt like we're kind of in a bit of a receding wave in the last year or so, as far as bands breaking it out. I mean, there's In the Whale and there's other bands doing real well, the Yoppers, but it seems like it's been a while. It's been at least a couple of years since we had a Flowbots. Or something like
I
that
think
coming out of the scene.
Yeah, and I think that has changed how those bands used to break. Has
Yeah.
changed a little bit, but everywhere I look, I see like new school people, like even older people that are being new school about it. But really, what the formula is how hard do they work at it?
Mm-hmm.
Like how smart are they going to be about how they go about it? You know, because really that's like the music part is just one little tiny aspect of all the things that go into being a successful group or having a successful album. I mean, there's so much business, marketing, and all that
Yeah.
stuff that you used to have a whole company doing for you. And so when I look at the last year or so, I'm really thinking that things are kind of just resetting a little bit for like the next wave. And there's a lot of
Good
new
way to look
people,
at it.
Yeah, that's
a lot of
what
new
I feel
people that have
like,
moved
too.
here too that are also influencing things that have maybe a little bit more sophistication coming from like San Francisco or LA and being used to that sort of sophistication, that infrastructure that's there that isn't here, you know. So I think Denver's building that infrastructure to help break artists out from especially the local level,
Right.
to get them more on the national stage, you know, and not be so isolated out here. So
Yeah, and I think we were kind of reaching a peak too, where there was just almost, for the size of the town, there was almost like too much and too many people. Like, I think the closing of Castleman's is kind of an example of that. Like, there's almost a point where, you know, we can't support too many businesses and too many people that are actually going to be making money or stepping up in the scene.
yeah, it's hard, and I think like some things will fall by the wayside, but you know, the successful stuff will rise, and successful folks will rise,
Yeah.
and you know, and it's all about media now. So like, it doesn't matter if you're just here. I mean, it does for like local playing, which is the big aspect of getting played, performing, which is the hugest thing. But as far as being able to put stuff out and put it out into the world, it's never been more powerful.
Exactly.
And Denver's never looked better in the eyes of the world than the culture that we're exporting from
That's
here right now. So
absolutely right.
it's pretty kick-ass time, I got to tell you. And
Legal cannabis. I just want to
Yep.
throw that in there.
That's
My
it,
bad.
man. I mean, that has injected so much, not just financially,
Dude.
but like, you know, to what I do, like the people that come around me now. You know, it's just helped a lot, and it's raised the bar on like culture and art.
Totally has.
You know,
Without a doubt.
So-
It's affected the city in a lot of ways, especially the music scene. I think.
Yep, yep.
Yeah.
Super
Right on.
stoked to be here. For
Well,
sure.
thank you again for coming down, Gus. Again, check out Bill McKay's new record. We got the producer in the house from Cherry Sound Records.
Yeah, we're gonna release that tomorrow night at the Living Room.
Awesome.
And special opener, Hallie Tomlinson. If you haven't heard of her,
Yeah, she's awesome.
you better check it out because you ain't gonna see her around this town like in a small place too often. So
Very cool.
She's badass. So.
All right, well, we got the top 5 here in a couple minutes. Stick around. This is Music Buzz Live. We'll be right back. Right on, dude.
Okay, so it has been approved that we can say the fuck word.
Yeah, you just did.
Okay.
All of the United States is looking to Denver, Colorado to see what is cool. You know, it used to be maybe California back in the day or maybe New York early along, but now everybody's really looking to Denver, Colorado to figure out what is cool. And when you get accepted by Colorado as cool, well, then it just spills over to the rest of the world.
You have to see the vision for this area on South Broadway. This area 5 years from now is going to look very different than it looks right now.
Right.
I'm not supposed to film you giving my tools of the trades like I know
Tools of the
what I'm
trade?
talking about, yeah.
Separate
But if you
segments?
film in separate segments when you do it. Always ID yourself and say,
Hey, this is Bubba Sparks, baby, and you watching World Viral TV. You better know about it.
World Viral.